Hello there, welcome to my key item randomizer tutorial, including everything you need to know. Hopefully I don't forget anything, I'm pretty tired right now. But yeah, how to set up your file. You start the universal Pokemon randomizer, click on Open ROM, select blue version UE, and I'll go to settings because I've already set up my settings, but I will go through them for you real quick. So base stats aren't changed, types aren't changed. You can pretty much randomize everything, but we don't want to do that for this. But yeah, this is a pretty niche way to play the game, but it's by far my favorite. So you can do whatever you like with your version. You can standardize XP curves and stuff like that. Yeah, evolution, first page, this thing is completely unchanged. Whoops, that's not true. You want to click on Change Impossible Evos on the bottom right, because otherwise you won't be able to evolve trading Pokemons, like Kadabra for example. You also want to tick the two boxes in the top left for the general options. Starters are random, static Pokemon completely random, in-game traits randomized. Movesets, yeah, you only click on random completely. And I don't know if every Pokemon starts with 4 moves is like the default, but you should choose that as well. Trainer Pokemon are random, rival carries starter through the game. You don't have to do that. I usually like to do that. That's the only thing that doesn't change. Every single other Pokemon is completely randomized. Trainer names, trainer class, nobody really gives a crap, but I do that for fun. And I think that's also the default option. Wild Pokemon are of course also randomized. I do have an increased catch rate. I'm not sure if that's the default, but I suggest you do that, because that's not really what the randomizer playthrough is about. TMs also random. Field items also randomized. Ban bad items, I don't know if that's does anything for Gen 1. It's mostly important for later gens. And Mistweak, you have to randomize the PC potion. You don't have to do that, of course, but that's what I do. Fastest text and randomized catching tutorial, which is also completely irrelevant. But yeah, that's about it. And with that, we can get into the run. So yeah, I've prepared a ROM. It's exactly these settings I just showed you, except that I put Gengar as one of the starters, just to make sure I don't have to reset all the time, because that's what you will do most of the time, for the first split at least. Because you need a good Pokemon, and we'll get to that later. I've got a tier list that I will cover, and then you will see which Pokemon are quote-unquote runnable and which aren't. Usually we will do this in a race, so it's not like you need to have something like Mewtwo every time. But yeah, let's start. You first want to get the PC item, of course. A nugget is very, very good. Anything that gives a lot of money in the early game is very useful, because you can get a lot of escape ropes. So yeah, this is a key item randomizer. That means that every item that you can't use or toss or sell is randomized. There's of course a certain logic behind that. That's what the page is for. And yeah, I forgot to say that earlier. You first of all, one letter name always, because it takes less time to print. After you've done your randomized ROM, you go to stump.io/itemrando. There you just upload the file, click on randomize, and you will get the file key item randomizer. That's very important, of course, if you want to do a key item randomizer. Okay, we have one move, not a good one, but that's better than nothing. It's not guaranteed to get any move at all. We could have 4 physical moves or some other crap. But yeah, there are special Pokemon and there are physical Pokemon. But before I get to that, first thing you want to do is you go inside here. This is the first randomized item. There's a 50-50 chance of this being Ox Puzzle or something different. Because the logic of the key item randomizer needs one of the first 2 items to be Ox Puzzle, else you wouldn't be able to continue the game. And that's what the logic part means, I explained earlier. I forgot to say that in the run, but you want to talk to Oak from the left or from above, because that saves steps for your rival who walks way slower than you do. So yeah, town map is of course a key item. It's not a mandatory item, but it's a key item. So it is randomized, and this time it was always puzzle. It's very nice if that's the case. That saves like, I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes, depending on your encounter rate. And you don't have to go back after visiting the mart. Ideally, you want to get the bike at the mart, but the chances are insanely small, so you can't count on that. Grab that potion, that's free. That's the only item in the entire game that's not randomized. So yeah, we can one-shot this, so I'm just gonna kill it. Gengar's in the fastest leveling group in the early game, and this was guaranteed to give us a level. The leveling groups are kind of complicated because the names are not really telling how good they are. Like the medium-slow level group, which Gengar is in and the starters are in, for example, is I think the fastest in the early game. I don't know if the fast, quote-unquote fast leveling group is even faster than this, but medium fast, for example, is very much slower than medium slow for some reason. Okay, we're getting flash here, that's really bad. Oh, also don't forget to buy items, that happens a lot to me. I'm gonna grab 6 Pokeballs because we will need 6 Pokemon to get the flash item, where you usually get it, of course. Normally it's at 10, but for the key item randomizer it's reduced to 6. Same with the item finder, you need 30 in the regular game. In the key item randomizer you only need 12. But yeah, after you do your shopping, you just go straight ahead to the forest. You can already catch some stuff here, but I usually, if I don't find a repel, want to catch my 4 Pokemon in addition to the magic card that you buy in Mount Moon. In the forest there are grass tiles with a flower on the bottom right. You can't get encounters on those. So to minimize your encounters, just walk the exact path that I use. So yeah, antidote, always useful to have if you only have 1 item, because if you get poisoned, you kind of have to run back, and that you don't want to do that. I also bought an antidote for no reason. I just do that every time, but Gengar is poison type, so it can't get poisoned. So that was completely unnecessary for me. But yeah, better to have that muscle memory than to forget it. So yeah, there are some hidden items that you want to grab. They're just free items, so no reason not to grab them. Pretty bad luck for me right now, but nothing you can do about that. That one's pretty good. Always nice to have that. We want to save before this fight because we only have 1 potion, and this could be, for all we know, a muted with Psychic, and then we are fucked. It's an Arcanine, pretty strong. We just have to hope that he doesn't have any good special moves. Or Earthquake, for that matter. Yeah, of course he crits us. Gengar, obviously one of the best Pokemon in the entire game, not only because his stats are absolutely amazing, but also because it's in the medium-slow level group and you can't get hit by any normal or fighting attacks. Which makes you kinda tanky, except for like Earthquake and Psychic. Those are like the only 2 moves that are really scary. And Dig, of course, it's basically the same as Earthquake. That level 9 Weedle fight is the first important fight, of course. We don't want to heal. Healing takes too much time. I only have 1 move, so I probably have to heal after the Brock fight. But yeah, we can sell our Nugget now, so we're already rich. And we can also sell all the other crap we found, because we didn't really find anything useful. I'm gonna keep the XP, we probably won't need it, but... let's go with 7 potions and 5 escape ropes. Escape ropes are very useful to like get out of any dungeons or stuff like that, in case you don't get Fly or Dig. You can't know that for sure. Teleport, all of those are pretty useful. Ideally you want to have dig and teleport, but very unlikely that you will get that. Probably should have healed, but I'm just gonna check out what he has for now. If we're lucky, he has like Dratinis or something, and we beat him pretty quickly. See, that's probably a 2-shot, maybe even a 1-shot, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Was a crit, of course, so we don't know if that would have been a 1-shot. See, that's on the other hand is pretty bad because this move's obviously not gonna do much. I'm just gonna attack him 2 more times and then I'm gonna heal and go with Thrash. Okay, very nice, and we will get a gold split. That's surprising, but whatever. Yeah, apart from beating him, of course, because otherwise you can't progress, we get our first TM. TMs are obviously also randomized, so this is hopefully useful. No, it's not, it's counter. But yeah, since I'm running a special Pokemon, I obviously want to have as many good special moves as I can. I'm actually just gonna heal real quick. So yeah, we only heal for the PP, of course. Since we only have one move, Aurora Beam has a lot of PP, of course, because it's not that great of a move, but we don't know what we'll have to face off against here, of course, so just gonna have to see. And that's very nice for us, because that's a lot of EXP and probably 1-shot. Dragonite's a bit squishier than Dragonair, because it's dual type. And both types are weak against ice. But yeah, this part's nothing really too much to explain. We obviously just want to use our special move because special is by far our better stat. There's only a handful of physical Pokemon that are actually good. Most of them are either really bad or just not as good as special types. There are several reasons, by the way. First of all, special is, in first gen, special is both special attack and special defense. So anyone with a high special has not only a high special attack but also a high special defense. And the second reason is the typings in general and the moves that are available for them. Most physical types just don't have as great moves as special. Like, the best special moves are all 100% accurate and have 95 damage. Those are Psychic, Thunderbolt, Surf, Ice Beam and Flamethrower. I don't know if there's another one. Waterfall, yeah, that's basically the same as Surf. But yeah, another reason a special is so much better is you are guaranteed to get Surf. So we already have an Ice move and we will have a Water move, the best Water move by the way, by the end of the run. And that's very useful, of course. But yeah, the best physical moves are actually better than the best special moves. Earthquake has 100 accuracy and 100 base power. I'm just gonna save for this one. Mostly because the trainer before, I just walked that path, by the way, to reset her position. The lower trainer has more Pokemon, so we want to find the girl and then just go left until the music changes and then go back to the right. So yeah, this will do neutral damage, even though it says it's super effective, but it only counts, like when displaying the text, it only counts the second type for some reason. But since Gyarados is water and flying, and water obviously resists ice while flying is weak to it, it just negates and it's neutral damage. Oops. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Fighting optionals is very slow, especially with the Pokemon in the medium slow level group, which will be at level like 45 or something by the end of the run. So yeah, as you can probably imagine, being quick is very important. So the faster your Pokemon, the better it usually is. There are some exceptions, of course, but slow Pokemon are basically close to unrunnable. because if you attack like second every time, you will just lose so many minutes because you have to fight so many Pokemon, of course. And for each and every Pokemon you have to fight and you go first, you save time, of course. So yeah, we buy this because it's a free Pokemon. It's not exactly free, but it's fast and faster than like trying to catch something. Which we will try to do now because we have to catch 4 Pokemon anyway. I'm just gonna throw balls because we can't possibly weaken this. I mean, maybe we can. I didn't really pay attention to the rest of the moves. We're gonna replace all of them anyway. Maybe actually all of them, because depending on what we get. If we get really good moves, we're obviously also gonna replace Aurora Beam. But we don't know that for now. Maybe we get nothing at all. That would also be possible. Hopefully not. And the chances are pretty slim to like not get any other special moves. It's basically close to impossible. There we go. Okay, we only got 1 ball left, I think. Maybe actually 0, but doesn't matter too much. We have a lot of chances to to catch more Pokemon later. Since to get to the Flash HM we have to go through Diglett's cave. Oh, there's a TM in here, we want to get that. So yeah, second TM. This is very important to get. It costs a lot of time, it's not really that much on the way, but it's worth it. In the early game you don't get as many TMs, and the chances to get brickwalled by something like, I don't know, a good ice Pokemon or a Mewtwo with a strong moveset or something like that. And we just want to lower our chances to get stuck. But yeah, this part, if you don't have repel, if you get a max repel early, that's complete jackpot. Like, that's the best that can happen. But obviously the chances for that are not that big, so we just have to run from every battle and lose a lot of time to random encounters. But nothing we can do about that. Max Ether is pretty useful. You will struggle with PP in the Elite Four fights if you don't have anything that replenishes PP, so that's good to have at least one of those. Depending on your moveset, of course. The time of your run is obviously mostly dependent on where the key items are. There are some that we are gonna skip, of course, because they are very slow. For example, Bill, which is one of the earliest key items. We skip it because it takes by far the longest. See, this is also neutral damage, but this time it's second type is water, so it's displayed as not very effective, even though it's neutral damage. There are a shit ton of bugs in this game, and you will probably see a lot of those in this run. Even though it's, I don't know if you would call it a glitchless run, because it actually isn't, but we don't use any major glitches. Like, if you've seen a speedrun from the regular game where you can like do some really crazy shit with items and movement and whatnot, we're not gonna do this. There are some glitches you can really avoid, like the badge boost glitch. It's like activated even if you don't want it to activate, so... Okay, so here we have a choice between 2 items. We have to take the gold teeth. The other one's obviously completely useless, so it doesn't really matter. But there could be a mandatory item behind the gold teeth. Gold teeth is like, I don't really have a name for it, but it's just a key item that gives you access to another key item. For example, the ticket to the ship is another one of those, and yeah, you have to take them. This is the only place in the game where you have to make a choice between 2 key items. As long as you don't like lose the bike or fly or something like that there, you're fine with it. It cannot have 2 mandatory items, of course, because in that case you wouldn't be able to finish the seed. But yeah, once you get to here, you have to check this first, because this is another one of those key items hidden behind another key item. So yeah, we don't need the bike voucher because it's the old rod, very useless item. So yeah, first thing you want to do here is beat Misty. Sometimes your Pokemon is not as good. You could skip her, but it's most of the time you're gonna reset if you can't really beat Misty. Like you would have reset by now. like way earlier than this. But yeah, we saved it for this girl. She only has one Pokemon, but the last time we saved this has been a while, and we don't want to run back in case we actually lose. So yeah, as you can see, if Missy has strong Pokemon now, we might actually lose. We're only level 21, which is pretty high. You would usually have a low level at this point, with like Pokemon from a different leveling group. Omastar is a very strong defensive special Pokemon. So yeah, as I thought, this did not do too much damage. But yeah, nothing we can do. As long as he doesn't have like Psychic or something like that, we should be fine. It's just gonna take some time. So yeah, our next split is called Tea or Flute. Oh my god. That's because those two key items grant us access to the next bigger area where we get new key items. Like for now, we can just do Missy and then we go to, I don't know what it's called, the city, like with the ship, and there we get access to a few more new key items. If we get cut, we get access to like 4, I think, or 5 even. I'm not sure about that. The TM is low kick. I forgot to check the other TMs. That's what you usually want to do before saving. I'm gonna do it now. Only in Key Item Randomizer you can skip the bill route. It's very slow to do bill, so it's the last thing we want to check. Basically, we only do bill if after checking all other key items and we don't have all mandatory items yet, which is insanely unlikely. So basically, if you have to go to bill, you basically might as well reset because you can't PB when you have to go to bill. But yeah, most of the time people won't play this just by itself. They will do it in race, and in that case you will want to do bill last. You could try to cheese, quote unquote, and do it early, but if that's not a mandatory item, you basically lost the race. So yeah, just do bill last. Meanwhile, this boring fight. There are several key items we have to get now, and ideally one of them is either Tea or the Flute. The chance for that is pretty high, but it could be that Bill has Tea or Flute, so in that case we have to do it. But yeah, let's just hope that's not the case. Don't forget to remember some of the hidden item spots, like this one. And there's another one down here somewhere. But I don't want to lose time, so I'll just spam A as fast as I can. Didn't get it this time, so who cares. Usually I wouldn't save for this, but we don't have any Aurora Beams left, so saving is about like risk and reward. So you obviously lose time every time you save, but you lose more time if you don't save and lose a battle. And sometimes you can lose a lot of time. So first thing we do here is heal, not to heal. In this case we do want to heal, but usually you don't want to heal. Here to heal, but to set your return point here. That's very important because when you grab the key item for Flash, you want to get back quicker. So yeah, this is our next key item. It's Cut, very useful item, especially getting it early, because now we can get the other key item behind Diglett's cave, and we can do Search. But first we check this key item. Give us something good, please. Old Ember, that's very useful. It's not, it's complete garbage. But yeah, Old Ember is the key item we can check with our Cut TM. So yeah, first we need to learn it. This puzzle is very interesting. It can only be in the diagonals from the corner, so you see what I'm doing, right? Okay, and the second one is even more interesting. It can always be the one on the top left. It can always be this one. Not this one. Like, it has a map. Just look it up online. It's basically always the right one or the one below, or this one. See, like that's the only place where it can be the same. Is the top left corner. The move you get from the TMs, from the gym leaders, is always a move his last Pokemon has. Oh, that's a scary Pokemon. That's gonna kill us. No, it's not. Okay, that's interesting. Jolteon is a very fast Pokemon, and in Gen 1 the crit rate depends on your speed. So please don't crit us. unlucky. But yeah, if we get Psychic from this guy, that would be totally worth it to lose some time. I don't know his AI type. Every gym leader or every trainer has an AI type. And some of them have quote-unquote smart AI, and they always use very effective moves. That's another crit, so we have to reset again. Ah, fuck off. That was so close. Yeah, usually not a gym leader you get stuck on, but his team is just very good. He has a Hypno with Thunderbolt and Jolteon with 2 Psychic moves. One of them is Psychic, the best Psychic move of course. Apart from Amnesia, but that's a story for another day. Yeah, we're just gonna try again. Yeah, that's a crit. Okay, I was very surprised that we lived. Yeah, you can get up to 6 key items in this city, by the way, or like in this vicinity. 2 like right at the start, and then 2 more after Diglett's Cave if you have... He also has Ice Beam, are you kidding me? What the fuck? If you have cut, you get another 2, and then you get another 1, the Item Finder 1. And if you have the ticket for the ship, you get another 1 there. I would be kind of pissed if we don't get like Psychic or Confusion now. Psychic would be so fucking good. It's fucking garbage. I hate this game. But yeah, that's how it goes. Like sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. At least we beat him, right? So yeah, we're gonna shop real quick. Sell all these TMs we don't need. Yeah, that's something you have to do because unlike in later gens, in Gen 1 your inventory has limited space. And you also kind of need the money. And some repels, and there we go. We just want to check if we need to catch more than 1 additional Pokemon. Because we just have to beat this guy, and then we will find out if we need 12 Pokemon to get the next key item or not. Yep, okay, yeah, we don't have to go there, so we're just gonna reset. If we find the flute now, we have to go there anyway, but whatever, we're just gonna beat the guy again. So yeah, this is a good way to get more encounters. Because your moves get updated more quickly. So yeah, he gives us the flute. So that's our next split done. And that means we can skip Bill. At least for now. We usually prefer T because it not only gives you an additional key item. Oh, that's not true. Pokeflute also gives you an additional key item, but you get to like Celadon is what it's called, I think, where most of the key items, or like a shit ton of key items are, and also the map where we can extend our moveset by buying TMs. That's useless, by the way. Because we can buy a Pokédoll and can skip the ghost fight at the top of the tower with a Pokédoll instead. You can get there with the flute as well, but it takes a bit longer. So yeah. Now we use escape rope to get back quicker. Have to heal anyway. And at this point in the run, like when you're at this split, you might as well just drop your key items that you don't need, like any fossils or rocks, like on the PC, because they take up unnecessary space. But we're gonna heal in Celadon as well, so we need to do that to home. It's like the city with the best access to everywhere else. So yeah, our next split is mandatory items, so we just have to like run around and collect everything we can. So yeah, I just saved in case this is a Mewtwo or something, because it will be level 30, so this is one of the few chances where it's very, very easy to like main switch. So yeah, we just run. Don't care about that at all. So yeah, we heal and save, because this is probably gonna be a hard fight. I'm just gonna use Thresh. I don't know what his next Pokemon is, so that's probably not the best idea, but whatever. We just hope it's weak. Now it's a golem or something like that. Are you kidding me? That's... I'm not even mad. No! Fuck me. And we easily one-shot this as well. That's so stupid. Oh my god. And now we're confused. But yeah, this is the location for the next key item. This is an important one because it's easy to forget and it's a mandatory. I just recently had a run where I reset the run because I thought I had to go to build, but I didn't check this one. I just forgot. So yeah, very important to not forget this. If you get the flute first, it's actually kind of difficult to forget it, but if you get T first, you might forget it, so just keep that in mind. There's another trainer right here that we have to fight. Okay, now we learn our first move and it's completely terrible. That's hilarious. Another TM here. It's pretty important to know the locations of all the TMs because if you have a bad moveset like we have right now, let's see what this is. It's Thrash, a move that we already know. Great! Yeah, we're gonna skip the tower. It's very slow and we don't have a Pokédoll yet. Even though we have the Sith code, so we could actually do the tower first, but it's super slow. It's the second last key item you wanna check. Because it's the second slowest. There is a chance, by the way, I forgot to mention that earlier, that neither Bill nor any of the other options early have the T or the flute. In that case you can still continue if you get cut, because you can, as it's in vanilla, go through the dark cave. But that's so slow that we just reset if it comes to that. Obviously you don't want to do that in a race, so there's a chance you have to go through the dark cave. So you kinda have to memorize it. Or just use flash if you randomly get it early, like I did this run, but that's not the case most of the time, so just learn it by heart. It's not that difficult actually. Just have to avoid the optional trainers there. I have no clue where the secret items are in this one. I actually legit don't know. Doesn't really matter anyway. We're by now at the point where we can basically buy anything we need anyway. Always nice to find a nugget or something like that, but whatever. So yeah, this is a good time to put your stuff on the PC, because we will be buying all of the TMs and checking them, and the more space you have, the more you can buy at a time, if you have enough money, of course. Can already learn that, so we can drop that. We keep the gold teeth because we still have to check that. Flash, nobody needs that. So yeah, next location to check is this one. This is where you usually get T. That's only in the key item randomizer. It's from the Gen 3 remakes. It's Fly, that's useful but not mandatory. A bike is the best non-mandatory item, of course, so that would have been preferable. But yeah, we're gonna check the mart next. So this is a trip you have to do, kinda, because you get a lot of TMs here. This one, for example, which is raw, complete garbage. First you go to the top. This one is basically not really like debatable if you do it or not, because the TMs you get are worth more than the items you have to buy, trade them for. Like, you make money basically if you don't use any of the TMs. So yeah, no reason to save, prefer this. Mega Drain, that's a move. It's not really good, but we'll take anything at this point. Headbutt, not really useful. If we had a physical Pokemon, our moveset would actually not be too bad. We have a lot of options for physical moves. But yeah, now we go to the TM thing. We sell all our shit and then we save. That's very important. This can go... Oh, I think I just sold Mega Drain. Ah, it's whatever. It's not really a good move. And it's very unlikely that we don't get anything now. So now we save, because we want to reset after checking all the TMs and only buy those we need, because it's way too expensive to keep all of them. So yeah, now we check all of them. Acid Armor is useless, Seismic Toss is useless, Conversion is useless, Fire Blast is bad but better than nothing, Bubble is bad, Thunderbolt is very good. Okay, now reset. Remember which items we have to buy. Next key item location is right here. Okay, this is really bad. I'm gonna teach Fly now and Fly back. That's the first half of this city. Second half coming up. First have to check one more key item and then we will have to get the fourth badge. This one's here, that's usually the coin case. Very important not to forget this one as well. Please give me something. Bike or strength. Strength is obviously a mandatory item, so that's not bad, but we're getting closer to the point where we can't check any more key items and have to do something like the Pokemon Tower or Bill. The bike would have been very useful to get to Koga's city, because the other way that we already can go is so much slower that it's basically almost not worth doing it. I'm gonna finish this run anyway, so if the key items are just really fucking bad, that's just unlucky, but at least I will show you all key item locations anyway. I won't show you Bill or the Pokemon Tower if I don't have to, because they are pretty much self-explanatory. You just go to Bill or the Pokemon Tower and then you're done. Our new main attack obviously now is Thunderbolt. It's 95 base damage, obviously better than 65 with Aurora Beam. There's one more quote-unquote quick item to check. We don't have the lift key, so it's not that useful to go here, but usually you get 2 key items here. We only have to fight like 2 guys to get the first one and 3 additional fights to get the other one. If we get the lift key, without the lift key we can only access 1. We will now check the item that's in vanilla, the lift key. That's down here, behind this stupid labyrinth thing. That's also very easy to learn by heart. We also get another TM down here, also very nice. If this is not the lift key, we will just leave with an escape rope. But yeah, Solar Beam is a lot better than Fire Blast, for example, because more PP, 100% accuracy, which is the most important aspect. There's like this basic rule: everything that's not 100% accurate is 50% accurate. And you should like actually treat it like that. Obviously Thunder deals more damage than Thunderbolt, but it's 70% accurate, which is terrible, like really bad. So we just want Thunderbolt instead, which is 100% accurate. You can miss with 100% accurate move because of a glitch called 1 in 256 glitch. This is complete garbage, which is bad. But yeah, we will now go to Koga City. I always forget the name, that's why it's called Koga City for me. We have to sadly go the slow way, which is even more annoying without a bike, but with a bike you don't have to take it, so it's slow either way. But yeah, we get 4 more key items there, so that's worth checking over, doing the tower or something like that. So yeah, there are a few mandatory fights we have to do here. So yeah, this bitch has like 5 or 6 Pokemon, I don't know. And she's the main reason this road is so slow. So yeah, it's not that slow, but it's it loses like several minutes compared to the bike route. There's no trainer you have to do there. It's much easier and it's much faster. Obviously because you have the bike, that also really helps. Usually we come from the other side, so we do Kuga first. This time we do these first. Yeah, now we get the bike, very funny. But yeah, we already have the gold teeth, so we can get this as well. Okay, that's a ticket. That's just another item we can check. Ticket is the best one of those because it's the fastest by far. We now do Koga and then we can escape rope out of the Safari Zone. And we're basically running out of moves here. Still have another fight after this, so I don't know. Pokemon Center is really close, so I'm just gonna heal there. Since we have Fly, usually the strategy, if you don't have Fly, that's very important. If you don't have Fly, you do Koga, don't heal in the Pokemon Center, and then you escape rope or teleport out of, or dig out of the Safari Zone. And then you get back that way. Especially because going back is way slower than coming here, in case you have the bike. Other way around, it doesn't really matter, but in that case you're very slow anyway. But we have Fly, so we don't have to bother with that. Let's see what move he gives us. I'm still not really that hyped about the moveset. Hydro Pump is kinda useless, but we'll take it, I guess. At least we do have a water move now, but I'm just hoping that we get Surf now. So yeah, very important that we get Repels. Since we don't have Surf, that's very important actually. If you get Surf ahead of time, you can just skip the entire Safari Zone. But since we need moves, it's not that bad that we have to go all the way around, because we can pick up some TMs. Recovers might actually be useful. Oh, that's Surf, that's very nice. So we only need the card key. If this is the card key, that would actually be a pretty decent pace. Nope, it's not, of course. But yeah, we've got still 2 quote-unquote free locations left. Now that we have Surf, we actually have 3 more locations left to check. Oh no, we still need T. Fuck me, I forgot about that. In that case, we only have 1 quick one and another not that quick one. So yeah, next stop, SSN. Hopefully we get T there, that would be best. I am gonna save here, just in case we don't need anything there. We get another TM, which is usually the Body Slam TM. You only need 1 fight with 1 single Pokemon, so that's quick enough for me. And if both are bad, we obviously can just reset. That's faster than going back. Even though going back doesn't take long, but there's this long ass cutscene nobody ever wants to watch, so... And it's completely useless. Let's see what this guy has. And that's useless as well. So yeah, we can just save some time by resetting here. Yeah, that's really bad. That's gonna cost us a lot of time. Because if we don't get T now, we have to do one of the long ones, which really sucks. So yeah, this is actually quite easy. You... Wait, where do you go? Not here. Okay, I was right the first time. You go up here. And this is only for the key item, by the way. So you press this. Yes, wound. You jump down here. You also get, I think, 2 more TMs. No, or 1? No, I think 2. Also, depending on your level, you might get random encounters here. Yeah. Who wouldn't? This TM. And then we are at the key item. I'm not gonna use another repel for this. It's T, that's very good. Since we're here now, we're gonna do this first. Doesn't really matter in which order we do it, because we have Fly. We get another key item here, that's very important. And we still need the card key. If this is not the card key, then we will lose a lot of time. And we will have to do like one of the long ones, which means, yeah, either the tower or build. We also get another TM here. The vanilla psychic TM, which is just hilarious that you can just randomly get this in a run. And it's Thunder Wave, which is bad. Yeah, you go up, I think 4 times. But yeah, when you get here, when that's the guy to the right, then you just go left, collect this secret item, go down here. But yeah, this guy only has 1 Pokemon. It's pretty high level. If you get here earlier, this might be a difficult fight. But since we are already level 37, doesn't really matter too much. Please be the card key. Fuck. So yeah, I think we'll just do the gym first, and after that we have to do the Pokemon Tower, sadly. I forgot the order. I got you, fam. It's yes, no, 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 yes, no. I remember that one because it's TM28 Tombstoner, which is not a real move. If I didn't forget any key items, which I really hope I didn't, we have to do the Pokemon Tower now. For that, first of all, we have to get a Pokédoll, because Syscope is on our computer, I think. We might actually just retrieve it. That's actually faster, so I'm just gonna do that. The fights itself aren't that bad because most of these trainers only have 1 or 2 Pokemon. I think only this one has 2 and the others, like the other mandatory ones, have 1. But then on the last floor, obviously the 3 rockets take forever. Not only are they like actually really slow because of their cutscenes, but they also have more Pokemon. Next one, it's always faster to talk to the enemies if you know you have to fight them, because they don't get the exclamation mark over their head and they don't have to walk towards you if you are not like directly next to them. Over the whole run that actually saves a lot of time, so it's kind of important to do that. So for this we just fucking run. Don't really care what this is. Of course it's a Mewtwo. Imagine we go here earlier, but yeah, I'm not gonna find out what his moveset is. Wait, what? Huh. Oh, you have to feign it, apparently. So yeah, with the Pokédoll you just use the Pokédoll, so I count that as like fleeing. But apparently you can't actually flee. That's interesting. Also the first time, like, since I'm running this, that I ever went here without the Pokédoll and instead had the Syscope. So yeah, one more until we find out if we have to do Bill or not. I really hope we don't have to, but it's a 50-50 chance. I don't know what the other key item is that I don't have. Should be the bike voucher, now that I think about it. It has to be. Hopefully we get the card key and not the bike voucher for this. But yeah, as I said, it's, unless I forgot a key item, it's a 50% chance. Oh, okay, it's the lift key. It's I forgot that was still missing, so that was a 33% chance. But yeah, this one's obviously way faster than doing Bill, so now we hope this is the missing one. But yeah, for this one we have to do this other puzzle, and here we actually do get an TM, this one, and that's really not a big, like, it's not, you don't have to go out of your way too much, or really at all. If we have to do Bill, we will be very over leveled for the end, and we won't need any X specials or something. You should always get some, just in case. Like, in theory, the entire Elite Four could be only Mewtwo with like a good moveset or something like that. So always get X specials and X speeds. Okay, let's see what this guy gives us. Card key, very nice. Now we have all the mandatory items. So yeah, basically we got all the key items there are, except for Bill. But as I said earlier, it's not that difficult to find Bill. Just go up. I mean, there's one trick that you have to know there to avoid like fighting an additional trainer, but sometimes you want to fight them for the TM. Also get a few more TMs here, like this one. I think we might have gotten TM17 already. I'm not too sure though. So yeah, and then we go through this door and then we are at the rival fight already. You should always go the upper path here, because if you don't, your rival has to run around you when he leaves, and that is very slow. Second to last gym. I don't remember the route. I think it was diagonal, down. There we go. The split time for this doesn't really matter because sometimes you do a lot of badges before you get your last item. Mew is a very strong Pokemon. So I'm just gonna hope for the Fire Blast with. Oh, and then of course it knows Psychic. And it crits. Very funny. This should kill. Yeah, there we go. Red Bar or Plant. I know we're probably gonna die, but I'm just gonna risk it. Okay, that's hilarious. I just risked it because we had Red Bar and it just saves a lot of time. Absolutely no clue why I didn't explain this here, but Red Bar saves time because it skips all the Pokemon cries and level up jingles and stuff like that. Mimic, no, that's not really useful. So yeah, thank God we bought that escape rope. Because now I can show this trick off. Yeah, it's faster to just use the warp first, because the animation you get from using the escape rope on the warp is the one you usually get from the warp, which is way faster than the normal escape rope animation. And the few steps you have to walk there are just save time. Last batch, we have to fight 2 more guys here. Get this. That's pretty useless. This is the fastest way. You wanna fight this guy first and then fight the other guy. Then you leave the gym and get back the same way to reset the position from the guy. In this version, I think that's caused by the randomizer, not by the key item randomizer. The move things are way faster than in the vanilla version, so it might actually be faster to not leave the gym. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, so I'm just gonna use the quote-unquote correct route. But yeah, now his position is reset and we can go through here. Just in case, I'm gonna buy some X specials. We probably won't need them, but our moveset isn't perfect enough, quote-unquote, to not do this. And it only takes like 2 minutes to buy them, so it's very worth it, I would say. These cost basically nothing, so you just buy as many as you need. We don't have to heal because there's only a single mandatory fight. I'm actually gonna check this TM just because it doesn't take too long and our moveset can still be improved. And it's useless. The ideal moveset you want at the end of the game with a special Pokemon would be Surf, of course, Psychic, Thunderbolt, and then either Ice Beam, Amnesia, or Flamethrower. You could go for something like Recover as well, but don't really need that. So yeah, you obviously have to learn this puzzle. You can also do this, which is called a swag boulder. Very important, doesn't actually do anything. You also get another TM right here. So yeah, it's actually faster to deposit all your other Pokemon. I'm gonna keep one. Never mind. It's safer not to do that, because if you have to revive, you know what I mean. So yeah, let me get some of those, and rest will be revives. Yeah, one of the reasons you want to use X specials is because you will need less moves. Bruno is obviously usually the easiest, but in Randomizer it really only depends on what Pokemon they have. So the later, the harder they get because of higher levels, of course, and also because they have better potions. Just to make sure, I'm just gonna set up against this guy. I'm gonna use 2 of those as well, just in case. Just to make sure to really outspeed him every single time. Then we heal, which is probably unnecessary, but I don't know, I just want to be safe. So late in the run, it's always better to be safe. So yeah, unless we get a crit, we should one-shot everything now. Joke of a fight, I probably didn't have to set up at all against this. The Muk was the only one I think we wouldn't have one-shot. So now we save here because I think once you enter the room, yeah, you have to fight him automatically. That's really fucking bad. I just hope for a crit because I can't set up against this guy. He has Psychic. And we actually get the crit. That's very nice. That's good. We can set up against this. Setup in the final fight is obviously annoying because the animations are turned on. Against Wii Pokemon, you don't obviously have to set up against this because even without a crit and X specials, this would have been a one-shot. Next one, not so sure about this one, so now we guarantee a one-shot because a crit or a non-crit would be a one-shot. Oh, actually has a pretty scary team. So yeah, time doesn't stop now, it stops after the credits are over. That's the reason you would want to move all your Pokemon to the PC. But yeah, that's about it. I'm just gonna time this because we will get a gold split. There are inputs after this, so that's why it's timed this way. So after your last inputs, when it fades to white, that's when the time stops. So yeah, that's the run. I think I showed off everything apart from Bill, of course, but yeah, as I said, if you've ever played this game, Bill is self-explanatory. I showed you where he is and you just have to follow the route, beat every trainer, and then you got it. And that's time. 235 should be around an average run. These are ranked by typing, base stats, most importantly speed and special, or speed and attack if they are physical Pokemon. Yeah, I also considered leveling groups, and that's about it. Yeah, these ratings aren't like completely absolute. I didn't spend... Okay, I did spend hours on making this, but it's not like very definitive. Like, I don't know, might be that Pinsir is worse than I placed it, for example. But yeah, they are kinda in that vicinity. There are a few that are very slow, where I'm not sure if they should be as high. There are just some stats. For example, Executor has insanely high special with 125, but it's so fucking slow with, I think, 50 speed or 55 or something like that. I'm not sure if that's worth running. It's also in the slow leveling group, so there's that. I don't know if it actually belongs in D tier because of that. But yeah, that's just a rough estimate. So yeah, let's start from the top. We got Mewtwo, Alakazam and Gengar. Nothing really to explain there. They are very fast, they have high special. Psychic type is OP, because all that it's weak to doesn't really have good moves. It's immune to Ghost for some fucking reason, and the only really quote-unquote good bug type move is Twin Needle, and it's not that good. So yeah, that's about it. And Gengar is there because it's a Ghost type. Ghost types can't get hit by fighting or normal moves, and so you basically are kind of immortal in the early game unless you get hit by Psychic or Earthquake. Or Dig, of course. You want to run S tier at all times. Like, no matter the moveset, you will get Surf, and you will get at least one or two other usable special moves, and that makes them runnable immediately. A tier is similar, not as perfect. You want to have a move with them if possible, but also not necessarily. Like A and S tier, you can basically run whenever. Nothing too special about those, so I won't talk about every single one of them. Surprising for some might be Tentacruel and Starmie. They just are really fucking fast and have good special. Also, Starmie is Water Psychic, insanely good typing. Tentacruel, also water, gets a little buff in the tier list because you get Surf every time, and there's this thing called Step. If you attack with a move from your own type, you get 50% extra damage from that. So Surf, Step, very nice. Tauros is runnable in physical and special form. You usually want to run him physical, but in general physical is not as good, as I explained earlier. But yeah, there's that. In B tier you have some really good ones. You only really want to run them if you have at least a special move. But that depends. Like, if you want to go for PBs like I do, you have a whole other criteria for resetting. than if you are in a race, of course. This is basically for a race. Like F tier, you would never run F tier if you want to improve your best time. Like in a race, these are the ones that are runnable. All of them are at least 50 speed. That's like the minimum criteria. 50 speed is very fucking slow, so I'm not sure if you actually want to run something like a Vileplume. But everything under 60 or actually everything under 70 speed is only included if they have a really high stat. Like Vileplume has 100 special, but only 50 speed. So I only included it because it has 100 special. C tier, yeah. Just a worse version than B tier. These are getting a bit worse, but they're still very runnable. Some surprising ones would be Abra and Ghastly for some, but they are so good at the first stage of the evolution already, and they evolve kinda early, so Hypno and Magneton are very fucking slow. Same with Kingler. Kingler is not actually that slow, but they might actually be close. But yeah, they have insanely high special or attack in Kingler's case, so I just included them in C tier. I don't know if that's too high, but they're not as slow as like Executor or Vileplume, so I guess they are runnable. In D tier we have mostly ones you want to have a good move for. Some of them are slow, like Executor or Lapras or Tangela. Also, Omastar is very slow, but apart from that, and Vaporeon is also very slow. They should be runnable. If you're going for a PB, probably avoid them, but you don't want to reset all the time, so there's that. Yeah, E tier are actually, you only want to really run them if you have a decent moveset, and F tier you need a really good moveset to actually consider running them. But yeah, that's about it. If there are any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. As I said, the tier list is just for a rough guide for you to know which Pokemon you can actually run and which you shouldn't. Like Snorlax, for example, is actually a pretty good Pokemon, but it's so fucking slow that it's not runnable in a speedrun. Like you will lose so much time just because you have to attack second every time. So I didn't include it. Yeah, but that's about it.